Alright everybody, and welcome back to part 7 of Dragon Quest VIII, Journey of the Cursed King here on the Nick Stretch channel. And in today's episode, as advertised, we will be doing some crafting at the very beginning here. Yeah, I'm gonna craft a lot of items and I'll show them off right here at the beginning, so it's all nice and collected here, easy to check out. And before we do though, we're gonna go ahead and talk to this man. Remember, we helped him in the last episode by opening up his chests so that he can use them for storage. So now that we talk to him, we find out that he has opened up his store again. Step right up, step right up. Yeah, that we shall do. And in his shop, he has some, at first glance, useless items. And yeah, that's true. They are kind of useless, but on their own anyway. But bandanas in particular, this here is the only place in the entire game where you can actually buy them. So if you don't open up the chests for this guy, you will never be able to purchase more bandanas. And yeah, so there is no good reason not to come here and open up the chests for him. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy 4 bandanas because we're gonna need them later for crafting. And then I'm also gonna buy a hairband, and we're also gonna use that for crafting. Whenever you find a bunny tail out in the wild or out adventuring, you can use the hairband with the bunny tail in the alchemy pot, and that will forge you a pair of bunny ears, which you can sell for 150 gold. So yeah, if you buy a hairband here for 150 gold, then you can gain another 300 later on, just by, you know, having some foresight here. It's pretty much like with boomerangs and the nails that you find out in the wild. If you find nails, I suggest you go back to Fairbury and buy a boomerang and craft them together in order to make a reinforced boomerang, and then you can sell that for a 400 gold profit. So yeah, there are a lot of neat things like that you can do. Now then, let's get right down to business, to the most fun part here. Yeah, we're gonna craft some items, and I have gone ahead and gone through the trouble of lining up everything that we're gonna craft. So yeah, like Chimera wings and a leather hat are gonna go together, and the stone axe and the pointy hat are gonna go together, and so on and so forth. So yeah, we don't have to look around for the items here. So first then, we're gonna go ahead and mix the Chimera wing with a leather hat and plop them on in here. This will make us a feathered cap. And if you wonder, like, the leather cap there, or the leather hat that we mixed with the Chimera wing, you can purchase those in Fairbury. So, yeah. Now I'm just gonna run around here in circles until the item is done, and then I'll cut on back. Alright, the item is done. Let's see. And there we go. The feathered cap has been finished. King Crowd says, "What's this? You made a feathered cap. Well, my boy, even common items have the power to impress when they are homemade. Good show." 2, it obtains the feathered cap. So yeah, that's a really nice piece of gear there. We're gonna equip that on the hero in a bit. I'm gonna craft everything, and then we're gonna sit and compare the stats. So yeah, next up, we're gonna make the stone axe that we found outside to the west of Peregrine Quay with a... Oh, whoops, with a pointy hat. And yeah, I'm gonna run around until I have made both stone axes and pointy hats into stone hard hats. And yeah, you can buy stone axes like in Peregrine Quay and in Port Prospect, so you shouldn't have any issues finding those. Same goes for the pointy hat. Easy to find items. So yeah, I'll see you when both items are done. And here we go. The stone axe and the pointy hat becomes a stone hard hat. And once again, we'll check out the stats in a bit. First, we're gonna go ahead and mix the next 2 items here, and I'll do both items at once before cutting back. So yeah, a bronze dagger and a leather shield. You can get the leather shields in Fairbury, and the bronze daggers you can buy here in Peregrine Quay. Very easy recipe and very cheap too. You can actually buy the bronze shield that I'm about to make now later on in the game, but they're gonna cost you like 350 gold. And if you craft like this, it's just gonna run you like 160 something gold per shield. So this here is way cheaper, even though it takes some time. You know, you save gold in the long run. So yeah. So you know the drill. I'm gonna run around in circles, and I'll see you in a bit. And there we go. The bronze shields have been finished. Yeah, the bronze shields are pretty nice. the scale shields here, as you can see, they have 10 defense, and just for comparison, the bronze shields give +3. Now, unfortunately though, only the hero and Yangus can equip those, that's why I'm only making 2 of them, in case you wonder. So, yeah, Jessica is still gonna have to run around with a regular scale shield, so that's a shame, but it is nothing, there ain't nothing much I can do about it, yet anyway. We'll be able to craft some nice shields for her later. But yeah, a scale shield plus a leather whip becomes a snakeskin whip. And the nice thing about the snakeskin whip that we're making now is you can actually upgrade the snakeskin whip further down the road, like into a dragon tail whip, which is a very powerful whip. So yeah, if you're gonna go down the whip tree on Jessica, I strongly suggest you make this whip, because it's gonna pay off. You're gonna be able to make a very powerful whip down the road. So yeah, and here's the thing, you can't buy leather whips anywhere, so if you accidentally sold her leather whip at this point, you're pretty much just screwed. You can pick up another leather whip in the Pt.7 region of the game, in a chest out there, and I'll show you where that is later on in the game. So yeah, if you really want that particular whip, like like let's say you went here to the weapon shop and you bought the whip inside of here, the, what's it called, the thorn whip, the thorn tail whip, yeah, the thorn whip. If you bought this, you pretty much, yeah, I mean, if you bought the thorn whip and then sold the leather whip, then you pretty much screwed yourself for the time being. So yeah, don't sell the leather whip, whatever you do. Like, even if you don't use whips, I would still suggest that you use the leather whip and forge it with a dragon scale shield, because the whip that we get, the snakeskin whip, you can sell it for 1250 gold, which is insane at this point. Like, that's a lot of gold, you know. So even if you just craft this just for the money, you know, once again, don't sell the leather whip, whatever you do. Make it into a snakeskin whip first. Yeah, it's gonna pay off, I promise you. And the second snakeskin whip, or I mean the second leather whip that we're gonna find later on in the Pt.7 region, I'm gonna go ahead and make that into snakeskin whip too, and at that point I'm gonna sell that one, and we're gonna keep the one that Jessica currently has, and we're gonna forge that one into a dragon tail whip later on. Yeah, I'm talking way too much. Let's just cut this out now. Me in a nutshell, am I right? And here we are at the moment of truth. The snakeskin whip, one of the most worthwhile alchemy recipes in the entire game at this point. Like, it's a very strong weapon and it's so cheap to get. There is no good reason not to craft it. And now, second off, we're gonna mix a bandit grass skirt with a bandana. And we are gonna get another pair of boxer shorts by doing this. As you might recall, we have one here. Later on in the game, you can mix boxer shorts with a armor piece called the Robe of Evasion, and you will get the Robe of Serenity by doing so. And yeah, I'm gonna want 2 of those later on in the game. One to equip on Jessica and one to trade in for the Judge Dave side quest. And yeah, we haven't talked about that yet, but yeah, it's a little bit of foreshadowing there. But yeah, so that's why I'm making a second pair of boxer shorts here. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy another bandana, and then we're gonna keep on running around in circles. And here we go. The boxer shorts are done, and yeah, it's actually, well, I was gonna say it's funny, but really it's not. But you actually get the recipe from a bookcase in the next dungeon we're going to on how to make the boxer shorts. So yeah, I'll try and find that bookcase just to show it off, I guess. It's actually kind of amusing, the little text you get there, the flavor text. And now for the last item that we're gonna craft, we're gonna mix 2 farmer sites in order to create the iron axe for Yangus, which is gonna be a very powerful axe. So yeah, it's about time that we start putting some points into axes on him, because yeah, he's gonna have a really powerful weapon right now. This is seriously a really strong weapon. If you're leveling up Yangus to use axes and like you're 30-40 points deep, this axe is gonna, well, you're gonna start rocking some shit. Let's just put it like that. At the moment of truth, once again, I can hardly wait for the iron axe. There you go. And if you paid close attention, in the cutscene there where Yangus explained how Tur and Yangus met over on that bridge, you would have noticed that at that point he was actually wearing an iron axe, and he dropped it down into the chasm. So yeah, he actually had one of these bad boys before he lost it. So yeah, somewhere along the road he picked up an oaken mallet, basically. Now then, let's see here. We have all these weapons. The snakeskin whip has an attack of 23, and the leather whip she used to have had an attack of 6. So yeah, she went up by 17 attack from her previous whip. That is humongous, to say the least. She's not 45 attack. That is a really big step up. Let's have a look here at attributes. Nick here, if you look there at attack, he has 51 attack, Yanks has 58, now she has 45. So yeah, now she's pretty much caught up with the boys there. So yeah, that's very nice to see. Next, we're gonna look at the Iron Axe, an attack of 38. That is absurd. So it's much stronger than the whip, however the whip hits many enemies. And that's why I love whips, you know, for the multi-attacking properties. And yeah, even though he has plus 20 attack with unarmed, the Iron Axe is still gonna gain or be 18 attack up over it. So yeah. So we're probably gonna start using this for the time being. However, once Yangus goes up there a little bit higher with fisticuffs, this Iron Axe is not gonna be very good for him anymore. Except for when we're fighting bosses anyways. But yeah, more on that in a bit. Next up, we're gonna see here at the bronze shields. As I said before, I believe they have 3 more defense than the scale shields. So yeah, they're quite nice for Jags and Tur here. So I'm gonna go ahead and dole them out to them. Very nice. And I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to this scale shield. Remember, we're gonna get another leather whip later, and at that point I'm gonna mix the scale shield with that leather whip and we'll get 1250 gold. So yeah, don't sell this one just yet. Next up, the Stoneheart Atate has 15 defense. Look at that. Like, you could also make a feathered cap for him at this point, but that's only at 9 defense, and that's a really solid helmet, but the Stoneheart is so much better, and Jagus is the only one who is allowed to equip this helmet, but with this he's now gonna be very strong. Really strong, or well, very tanky at any rate. And the other Stoneheart hat here, I'm just gonna sell it. It's gonna probably net us another 450 gold, something like that. And then the feather cap here, we're gonna trade it with the leather hat here for 2, and it's gonna gain 6 defense over the leather hat, which is very nice. And yeah, is that everything? I think so. I think we're completely done here now. Yeah, that sure didn't last long, but we are a lot stronger now than before, so that's nice. The only thing that we could do now, if we really wanted to, is we could buy some armor. Dude, what's up with my voice today? We could buy some armor. And I think, well, the silk robe is very nice for Jessica, but it's so expensive. And the chainmail is very nice for Jagus, but it's also very expensive, and he is at 50 defense now thanks to his new helmet, so it almost seems pointless. I might go ahead and buy the scale armor though for the hero. Yeah, maybe we should do that. You don't have enough money. Well, that settles it. We're just gonna move on out then. We don't have much else to do here. And you know what? Let me fix something here, guys. Okay, so I'm down here now. Do you notice anything different? It looks a lot nicer now, don't it? I always liked doing this back when I was a teenager. When I played this game, I arranged the item slots like Diablo 2 style, so that it would look nice and organized. And yeah, I fixed up Yangus and Jessica too, and I did notice that I forgot to give her a shield. So yeah, I gave her the scale shield there. That's the only shield she can equip at this point. And now we're ready to head on out on adventure. And we could run out east now and grab the 3 seeds that we didn't get before. But even if I do that, I don't think I can take out the silver coin unique monster out there. So yeah, we're not gonna run out to the east just yet. Like, if you walk down there and look for the chests and the unique monster at this point, like, you're gonna find large groups of monsters out there, like groups of 5 to 6 monsters will come at you from time to time, and like it's for sure gonna turn to night whilst you're running down there, and it's gonna be a pain. So I'm gonna come back there after I've done the next dungeon of the game. The next dungeon of the game is actually gonna be easier, believe it or not, than venturing out to the east there. So yeah, and also we will very soon get our 4th member of our party here, and I would like for him to come along to the east out there and grab some experience. So that's also why I want to keep that for later. Yeah. So if I just go out there now with only 3 party members, well, then he's just gonna be even further behind. So yeah, sure, I'm gonna be a little bit lower level before the next boss, but I think it's fine. That just makes it for a more interesting video anyways, you know? So I think this all around is a better solution. So we're just gonna run on south here along the path, and ooh, look at that! Here we have a bullfinch. Huh? The bullfinches, as you can see, they are sometimes just asleep, which is kind of funny. But they have a really dangerous attack where they will like hurt you for like 30 or 40 damage, and then they will also damage themselves in the process. It's basically a suicide attack, and yeah, they are quite scared with that attack in particular. And what the heck is she doing? She could be using her whip, but instead, she's shooting spells. Oh, Jessica. But, yeah, we're just gonna follow the road here. There's no reason to strive off the path here. I've already marked down where chests are, so you're just gonna follow where I'm going and you'll find everything in the region. But, yeah, whenever you play blind, you know, when I was playing blind, like my first time, I would like see that over there and I would just run away there. And, yeah, that part over there, there is a chest up there, but once again, we're gonna do that later, once we have found our 4th character, and we're gonna go east from Peregrine Cay, and we're gonna make a big trek around that whole landscape there. Yeah, we will find 3 chests in total over there, and also a unique monster, as I've said numerous times now. And in here, huh, what a weird place, but very calm and nice. Remember this place for later viewers. Okay, I gotta stop ripping off H.G. Bailey. Yes, I'm copying him, but as long as I at least admit to it, you guys know what I'm quoting here. Yeah. Remember that for later viewers. Yeah, I love that. He's such a smooth talker, H.C. Bailey. By the way, if you like RPG games, I totally suggest you go check out his channel. He's made a lot of great Let's Plays on RPG games, and he's doing a much better job than I am, by the way. He's very thorough, and he really play tests the entire games, or the entire game before he even uploads it. He's like a master at, yeah, well, planning out routes and all of that. He's really good. And it's turning to night, sadly, but over there we have Majella Abbey, so that's where we're heading next. I'm not sure if you can actually rest up there, but I know you can save your game there, which I will, in case I wipe, so I can load. I don't want to waste half my gold here. And did you see that damage there? That's why I wonder what the heck she's using the Frizz spell for. She deals so much more damage by just attacking. But sadly, this here is the thing, like with the whips. If you don't, like, yeah, if you don't save the strength seeds for her, like, and if you don't level up the tree, like the first time I played this game and I used Jessica with the leather whip, and you know, you see her deal 1-2 damage with the leather whip, you're just turned off at once. So you never give it a chance. Like when I saw her the first time, I just said to myself, well, what the fuck, man? The whip sucks. I'm never gonna use whips. And yeah, she can learn to use staves. That fits much more her character archetype anyway. So I went staves on my first playthrough, but, and you know, staves are really good. They are really strong, but whips is more fun, or are more fun. But yeah, you just gotta know what to do with them. That's the issue there. Out here, to the west of Majella Abbey, right there, we have this island with 2 chests on it, and a unique monster there. I think it's called the Goodie Bag. Huh. So, what that is about, we'll see later, much later on in the game. And over there we have a chest, but we cannot actually open it yet. You need the magic key in order to open that. So yeah, that's kind of silly in this game. You have the Thieves Key, then you have the magic key, and then you have an ultimate key. So yeah. Oh my god. This is bad. If you don't kill the dingalings here before they call on the Jargon, well, then the Jargon appears, and the Jargon is very dangerous. And you'll see what I mean here in a bit, and that, nice. We took out the second dingaling there at the very least. And I'm just gonna slap this guy up. But yeah, these guys can, yeah, they can stir up sand, and that will lower your hit rate by a lot. Yeah, see, both Nick, no, I mean, both Tur and Jägis was affected by the sand, so yeah, they pretty much can't hit anymore. So at this point, yeah, they're pretty much useless. You can still cast spells, but the Sith spell is a fire spell, and the Jargon here, he's a dragon, so he's almost immune to fire type spells, so I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna hope I hit. But as you can see, if two Jargons gang up on you at once, like if they get called in, like that can very quickly spell disaster. Because if they blind you, and they also hit very hard, and they can also heal themselves. So if there are two of them, then it can get nasty real quick. And this is a very nice level up by Jägis. I'm gonna go ahead and put 3 points into access, and you'll see why in a bit. Jägis' X skills improve. He learns basic X fighting techniques. Jägis learns the Hand Splitter. This here is pretty much one of the best moves in the entire game. Not because it deals a lot of damage, but very much like the Zap spell Jessica has, the Helm Splitter move lowers the enemy's defense. So if you just invest 6 points into access, Jägis can lower defense of bosses. So like even if you don't want to use access on Jägis, like I strongly suggest at the very least you should go in 6 points into access just for the Helm Splitter. And then, you know, just give him some random X and have him zap the bosses, you know. That will help a lot. And now here we are at Majella Abbey. However, I'm not gonna enter it. We're gonna run straight on past, but first I'm gonna save. So I'll just cut this out. And there we go, I have saved my game. And now we could go inside of the Majella Abbey, but we can't do anything in there right now. We will just be shooed away by the, well, captain there, Marcello he's called. So yeah, we're just gonna ignore the place for now, but we'll come back here, like, in this episode in a little bit. Instead we're gonna follow down, or instead we're gonna follow the road here down south further, or yeah, whichever direction it is. And we're gonna come to a little quaint town called Simpleton, where we will find, well, yeah, you'll see. I can't really talk about it too much without spoiling what's gonna happen next. So, yeah. Oh, only a cypress stick. I wonder what those guys can drop. Whenever I see lamp mages, I think that they might be able to drop wizard staves, but yeah. No, that's probably a little bit too strong. And I think this is it. I think that there is Simpleton, the town. So, what we're gonna wanna do is, we're gonna want to walk off the beaten path here, up into the forest on the side, and here we have a giant mouth. Huh. So many new enemies here in this region. But yeah, soon we will be able to start cutting the fights out once we have seen every enemy, so then we can speed this up a little bit, but yeah. And excuse that, my telephone just went off there. Let me just pause here real quick. Okay, so yeah, I'm back here, and I did notice something. I'm heading the wrong way. We're not supposed to run up here into this forest. We actually need to back up here. Like, yeah, Simpleton is still over there by the road, or if you just follow the road, but we need to go up here, up the hill, and up on the cliff, and then we can access the chest. So yeah, I ran past where I needed to go, essentially, is what's going on here. Okay, the she slimes have been defeated. Now we're moving on, once again. And there we go. Now we're on the right path here. And there it is. There she blows. Here we have the, well, okay, there we go. And let's see here. that last fight, the enemies kind of got to me. They dealt some good damage. But in this chest, we get the bunny tail. And yeah, I'm very premature there. But yeah, a bunny tail. And yeah, I've been talking about these bunny tails like since, well, episode 3, I think. And yeah, it is finally time. Much like I said before in this episode, if you mix a hairband with a bunny tail, you'll get a pair of bunny ears. And this headpiece gear is gonna really boost Jessica's defense. So you might say, well, why the heck did you even craft a feathered cap for her then? Well, the thing is, the feathered caps we can soon, or well, a bit further on in the future, we're gonna be able to craft them into more powerful items. So yeah, I had to make those anyways. So there you go. So we're gonna run on back down here now to the road. We're actually done with all the items we need to find here now in the first part of the Mayella region. Except for the 3 chests there to the east of Peregrine Cave. But remember, we're gonna come back for those once we have done the next dungeon. And yeah, I was hoping that we'd be able to do that in this episode, but it's not looking like I will be able to. Not unless I make a very long one anyways. But we'll see. The next dungeon is very short. But yeah. Anyways, let's head on. Come on, let's head on inside Simpleton here. And you know what? Here's what I'll do. Use Padfoot. And yeah, Padfoot uses up 4 mana, which is very expensive. But look what happens when we use the Padfoot and a Holy Water. Now, we basically won't get any more encounters at all. And hopefully I don't say that and then we get an encounter. That's typically how it goes, but yeah, no. We shouldn't get more encounters now. It's pretty damn close to 0%. Like, it's very low. So, a very nice combination. And if you level up the courage tree on the hero, you will get this spell called Holy Protection. I believe it's at 28 points into courage. At that point, you get, well, once again, you get the spell called Holy Protection, and the Holy Protection spell basically does the same thing as using a Holy File here. So, yeah, he will basically be able to cast the Holy Water ability, but with mana instead. So that's pretty nice, and we're gonna go for that eventually. Let's see here. Inside this town, there are only 2 items that we really care about. But I'm gonna go ahead and rest up at the inn. Let's see here. 24 gold coins, that's not so bad. Yeah, there are only a few items that we can get in here, and yeah, there are none inside the church or inside the inn, but everything is gonna be inside the pub, and that's pretty much all we got here in this town. We got a church, an inn, and a booze house. The lord of the manor who used to run things around here about 10 years ago was a right nasty piece of work. He was a corrupt, womanizing cheat. Everyone was glad when he kicked the bucket, huh? He left a son behind, mind, by the name of Angelo. I might have accidentally dropped that name a few times before. It's a crying shame for him, losing his family at such a young age. Now he's condemned to life at the abbey. He took a life of celibacy. Well, let's see here. Let's talk to this guy. They're sitting here boozing together. And so ends another glass. Time for the next round. The lord of the manor who used to rule the roost around here was a truly bad man. Yes, bad through and through. His wife wouldn't give him a child, so he went off and had one with his mate, just so he would have an heir. Of course, then his wife did have a child. Angelo, they called him. But they made it seem like she didn't want to have a child, but it appears that she wanted to have one, but just couldn't conceive, you know. So the firstborn was hung out to dry. Oh, well, that's a shame. The maid was fired too, of course, and the illegitimate son was packed off to Mayella Abbey without so much as a word. It's a terrible tale, if ever there was one. It's a terrible tale, if ever there was one. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna head on in here, and there are some dudes playing poker there, but we're gonna check them out in a bit. First though, I think all the items we gotta loot are on the upper floor actually. Hi, have a seat, anywhere you like. Well, okay. I hope Angelo doesn't get himself into trouble. The man playing against him, or the man he's playing against, looks like a real bruiser. Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, we're not gonna talk to those guys yet. We're actually gonna head on up here, because I have something important to point out here in a bit. If you're leveling up spears on the hero. A nice recipe, if you will. And yeah, make sure you get that mini medal. That's all we can loot in this town. That and the gold. And yeah, this here is a peddler. And let's see here, yeah. We have two really nice weapons here. If you're using maces or hammers on Jags, the sledgehammer is a really good weapon. You will be able to loot this sledgehammer much later on in the game, like 5 hours or so, so I would highly recommend that you go ahead and buy this one in case you're using hammers. But more importantly though, the long spear here, even though it's very expensive, it is very strong, and after you defeat the next boss, which we are about to head on to now, the boss in there will drop an item that if you mix it with the long spear, you will get a holy spear. And you can buy a holy spear later on in the game, but it's gonna run you 2700 gold, so it's better to just buy the long spear there for 1700. Yeah, that way you get a 1000 gold discount, so yeah, make sure you do that. You know what, we're 1 gold short of being able to purchase the chainmail for Jags there. You know what, we could just sell the leather kilt and buy it for him. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Screw it, you know. F it. There you go. Now Jaeger is truly tanky. And I'm just, yeah, this is just an impulse buy. This is not necessary. So yeah, we're entirely done or completely done here now. Let's just talk to these two. These two are from the Abbey, I believe. If Abbot Francisco wasn't protecting him, that unruly playboy would have been expelled from the Abbey long ago. Although that said, the contributions the Abbey receives from the wealthy personages would take quite a hit if Angelo wasn't in the order. The rich are very peculiar in the way they seem to like hearing prayers read by pretty boy monks. Huh. I mean, this guy ain't too bad looking either. Much better looking than this guy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with how he looks, but he looks a little bit goofy. Angelo's downstairs gambling again. I think he's a sinful wretch, that boy. Mind you, I don't suppose we can point the finger. We sneaked out of the Abbey ourselves, and here we are drinking. I was gonna say, should you guys even be here if you're from the Abbey, huh? Okay, well, we're gonna trigger a scene here, so I'll just shut up while it plays out.
Not now. I've almost got this game in the bag.
What? You little runt! You must be cheating!
Take it easy. No need to get excited. I know it hurts when you lose and all, but...
What? Oh, I get it. You're with him.
Oi! You want to watch it? Don't go throwing accusations about. You don't want to get on my wrong side.
Take it easy, you guys. What are you, a couple of cavemen?
Ah, what are you doing? Think you'll get away with that just 'cause you're a lady?
What's with you two, eh? Two blokes ganging up on one bird? Behave.
That's it, you oaf. Those are my mates.
Oh my god. He's punch drunk. That's great. I love that scene, by the way.
So who are you? You don't look like simpletons to me. Anyway, I owe you one. Thanks to you, I managed to pull that little caper off without being caught. He was such an easy mark, I got a bit carried away. Still can't hang around. Don't want any more trouble.
What?
I hope you weren't hurt by my little Jake. Are you all right?
You're out of luck. I'm fine, apart from you leering at me.
By way of thanks for helping me, and as a memento of our encounter, the name's Angelo. I live at Mayella Abbey. Show them that ring if you'd like to see me. I'll be expecting you. Au revoir for now. Mayella Abbey, all right? Just ask for Angelo. Don't forget.
Oh! Here you are, Gov. I've been looking all over for you. Gave that lot what for?
Hey, I hope you don't plan on keeping this ring. We're going to Mayella Abbey right now to give it back to that smarmy cheat, whether he likes it or not.
So yeah, we're gonna have to run on back to the Mayella Abbey now, and hopefully I'm running the right way here. Yeah, I think we're gonna need to head on out this way. I think this is where we came from. Once again, I'm terrible with directions. I told you this inside of the waterfall caves there before, and I went out the wrong side. Hold on a minute, guys. Outside here now at daytime, the bartender is, just standing, chilling out here. This used to be a lively little town, but that all changed when the lord of the manor passed away. It was the plague that got him, you know. But if it hasn't done the cock and bull any harm. Okay. Night and day, all year around, you'll find me here serving the good people of Simpleton all the booze they can hold. Yeah. I love this about the Dragon Quest series. Like, they aren't shying away from, divulging in booze and, the not so pretty things of life, It's almost glamorizing it a bit, but yeah, Oh, keep in mind, boys and girls, always drink in moderation. As with most things in life, moderation is the game. But yeah, I know for sure we're not gonna be able to do the Ruined Abbey in this episode, but that's gonna be in the next one. Yeah, that's the next dungeon right over there, but we need to progress the plot before we can even go there. Or enter it, I should say. And yeah, we did get the Templar ring by Angelo, but yeah, even if you equip it now, you're gonna have to give it back, but it does give you a nice 5 points of defense, so yeah. If you want to run around and grind a little bit with it, it's perhaps not a bad idea to do so, I suppose, but that's about it. You're gonna have to give it back. And yeah, this is where he ran off to. So, inside of here, of the Mayella Abbey, there are 3 mini-medals in total. Okay, so yeah, I just checked out where all the items are in here, and yeah, we have 2 mini-medals that we can get right now, and there's gonna be a 3rd one, which you can't get until a little bit later, but I think we'll be able to get all of them in this episode at the very least. Mayella Abbey is the most important place to worship on this continent. Like you, I have traveled far to pray here. Okay, well, let's just pray for the rest of this episode then. Imagine that. Almighty Goddess, now may I be welcomed at the gates of heaven. When I pass from this world, I have paid 5,000 gold coins. Okay, well, I guess. I don't think we'll find Angelo around here. What do you mean? Of course we'll find him here. It's the Abbey after all. I can never relax until the nasty work's out of the way. Come on, let's go find him. And that's actually a weird piece of advice there. You actually need to come here now. But, if you talk to her here and you're a beginner at the game, maybe you'll, just go away after she says that. All these monks under one roof must cause havoc, eh? The abbot geezer must be one hell of a bloke. Maybe he would be up taking me confession. It's really hard to read what Yangs is saying, huh? The British slang there. Oh, you came here. Oh, you came over here on the ferry, did you? I do love boats. Huh? And here we have some nice paintings on past abbots, I suppose. You know, it's pretty neat to just take your time and look at these pictures. I wish they were better lit, almost, but then again, then you would kind of lose the nice atmosphere in here if you just lit this up really, well, a lot, basically. And this here looks like to be a really young abbot, or I mean, yeah, somewhat young. He must have like died in his 50s or early 60s. Huh. And yeah, we have even more here. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a look at this and then we're gonna move on. Huh. Let's see. Oh, look at this guy. Okay, cool. Yeah, Akira Toriyama's pictures are really nice. And yeah, he passed away last year, I think, so, which is a shame. I read a lot of his work, or I mean, I read some of his work. I read Dragon Ball, of course. I read, you know, as a kid, I read that. I read Arale, the Arale manga. What was it called? Dr. Punk? I forget what it's called now. Yeah, I only read like half of that manga. But yeah, it's a comedy one. But yeah, it's about some robot girl, and it's a comedy series. But yeah, and I read some other mangas from him too. But yeah, he passed on. And yeah, rest in peace, Mr. Toriyama. And in case I didn't mention so before, but yeah, he actually did the artwork of all the Dragon Quest games, as far as I'm aware. And yeah, other games too, such as Chrono Trigger, you know. Well, yeah, enough of that, I guess. We have our bunny ears are down here now. So we're gonna go ahead and equip them, and let's see, bunny ears. On to Jessica, +5 defense, and this looks a little bit silly, but there you go. There you go. And on this side here we get a bottle of holy water. I'm only grabbing it because, well, I like to have some holy water and mix it with pad food. That way we can skip encounter rates. So I think it's a good idea to pick this one up. Normally I wouldn't, but there you go. I'm gonna get this one. And then the last, you know, the quote-unquote last mini-medal is gonna be in the upper right corner, if that makes sense, inside of the abbey. So we're gonna move on through here and stay on this side. And in through here is where we gotta go. So yeah, here you go. You just gotta access your Templar ring from the inventory and press use on it. Oh, wait, what? Never mind. Maybe we just gotta talk to them.
Halt! Who goes there? I don't know you. What are you doing in here? You need special permission to enter here. Leave now, unless you want to die by a Templar sword.
I ordered you to keep strangers out, not to be rude. We have a reputation. Do you want to sully the name of the Templars?
Martello! I'm sorry, Captain.
I apologize for the heavy-handedness of my men. We've had some trouble with strangers of late. Our duty is to protect the Abbey. We cannot permit nameless travelers to wander around at will. Matters within the Abbey are trouble enough. But that's no concern of yours. These are the Templars' quarters anyway. I trust you have no business here, so I would ask you to leave. I warn you, my men are ill at ease. I may not be able to stop them next time.
You again? What is it this time? What? You've got Angelo's ring? Huh. Put it up as credit at the pub again, did he? That boy's a disgrace. Very well, then. Angelo's inside. Now hurry up.
See, that's, once again, that's weird. Jessica just told us that, yeah, no, he's not here. And now they tell you that he is here, so, yeah, go figure. And now that we're inside of here, we have a lucky medal, a mini medal, somewhere around here. I think it's in this room, actually. If it's not here, it's on the upper floor, but yeah, no, it's here. So yeah, we have gotten everything that's important to get inside of the Abbey now. Except for, you know, there is one more mini medal, but we can't get that one just yet. Our duty as monks is to serve the abbot and the Templars. We're here to take care of their meals and clean the abbey and whatnot to give them anything they require. Really? Okay. Let's talk to this man too. Abbot Francisco is a man of the utmost virtue. He embraces all those who have lost their family or are in need of shelter and gives them the chance to live here as member of the abbey. Nice, nice. And let's talk to some more people before moving on here. That miserable excuse for a Templar Angelo has been at the pub again. His grog-soaked breath heaps shame on our abbey. Shame, I tell you. I suppose you come to collect on the Dempsios. No, he actually won big at the pub yesterday. Or earlier today. He's in his room, just at the top of the stairs. Huh. Ho ho ho. And out through this door here is actually where the lost mini medal is, but yeah, once again we can't access it, so... Prayer and hard work, such is the life of a monk, although there are those in the order who sneak off, both Angelo and some other people, apparently. Well, let's just head on up. Let's see if we can't find Angelo. One of these rooms should be his. The Templars are said to have begun as a collection of mounted guardsmen. They were employed to protect large churches and keep the peace at important religious services. Our predecessors were spectacular to behold, flaunting the majesty of the church and the glory of the goddess. But they were nothing more than puppets, of course. The Templars of today are very different. We are the Knights of the Goddess, an elite order of warriors, admired by all. That's nice. Let's see. And we have somebody sleeping here. Should we wake him up? Can't you see I'm trying to get some sleep? I'm off duty. You're looking for Angelo. Well, I haven't seen him. Get lost. Fine, I'm going. Sorry. Well, what you gotta do is, I think... let's see here. I think you gotta try this door. And then, as we walk out here, and then when we walk back in, I think something will happen. I think. 26 gold, not too bad. Yeah, the lost mini medal is actually behind the church up here. Let's see if we can talk to these guys. That might trigger something. Francisco is a very kind and gentle soul. He would agree to see anyone who requested an audience with him. That's why we're here, to protect him from the riffraff. The whiff-waff. He's too polite to turn away. Now clear off. This is the way to the Holy Father's private residence. Wanderers like you have no business here. You will leave now. Fine, I'm going. And apparently that is not it, so yeah. I'm gonna try and go down into the cellars then and see if that triggers something. I wanna say that after you wander around here after a bit, something will happen. You just gotta find where you need to go. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is probably it actually. This is the interrogation room. Beyond it is the torture chamber, used in days of old to convert heretics to the faith. Huh. You're free to enter the interrogation room, but Captain Marcello is using the back of the room at the moment, so it's off limits. Yeah, he's actually gonna be here with Angelo. Now I remember.
Well done. You managed to cause another brawl at the Simpleton pub. I hope you're proud of yourself.
News travels fast. What a fine intelligence network the Templars have.
How much more shame do you intend to bring to our abbey? You're like a curse. Yes, a filthy curse. If you hadn't been born, we'd all have been spared a lot of misery. You're nothing but a petty crook with a pretty face. It sickens me to think we share any common blood. Enough. Templar Angelo, by order of the captain, you are sentenced to a term of penitence. I'm hereby stripping you of your right to leave the abbey. You do not leave this place. Not for anything. Understood? Cross me on this, and I'll see to it that you're expelled from the order. And don't think the abbot will be able to protect you this time.
Okay, well, so I don't think you can enter here, and it's about time we end this episode. But yeah, we cannot enter, so yeah, we're just gonna head on up then. And I think that it is now that you need to go out where I just was, actually. Yeah, so now we're gonna... actually, did I just... Dang it, dude. So yeah, I walked through the wrong door. We gotta walk in through here. I'm pretty sure this is where we need to be now. And I'm just gonna walk on up here, once again. And try to talk to one of the guards. And yeah, they say the exact same thing as before. And now, when we walk back in here, and you might not even have to talk to that guy, but I'm just doing so, in case. And now when we walk in here, and walk up here, yeah.
You're the people I met at the pub, right? What are you doing here?
What do you mean, what are we doing here? You told us to come. Now you can take back this stupid ring and we'll be on our way.
My ring? Of course. I can still play that card. Listen, I've got a favor to ask.
A favor? You're kidding, right? What makes you think we'd want to help you?
Just listen, all right? There's no time to argue. Can't you feel it? Can't you feel the sinister presence in the abbey? I heard that a jester got into the abbot's residence. I'm convinced he's the source of the sinister air.
A jester?
I don't know what he's planning to do, but I'm sure Abbot Francisco's life is in danger. You've got to help. I need you to get into the abbot's residence and make sure that he's all right. Thank you. I'm in your debt. Now listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. You may have seen them already, but there are some obstinate idiots guarding the bridge to the abbot's residence. You can't go that way, but if you're prepared to go the long way around, there is another way to get there. You have to leave the abbey as if you were going to Simpleton, but turn immediately left along the river. Just follow the river along, keeping the abbey in view. Keep going along the river, and you'll come to a ruin. It's the old abbey that was used before this one. There's an underground passageway leading from there to the abbot's residence. I'm afraid that's the only way. The entrance to the ruin can be opened with the Templar's ring I gave you. So you just keep hold of it, all right? Anyway, there's no time to lose. It's in your hands now. Please help the abbot.
Fine, I will. So, let's just have a chat with our team here. I have absolutely no interest in doing that guy any favors, but the jester has to be Dolmagus, don't you think? Let us use the ruins to get to the abbot's residence, then we can check it out for ourselves. And what does Jägis have to say about this? This ain't good, Gav. I'll bet that geezer Angelo was talking about Dolmagus. He may be a young upstart and all, but we'd better listen to him this time and get to the ruins sharpish. Along the back, he said. Along the back, I mean. Indeed, Jägis, my good man. So, I'm gonna run up to the ruin abbey, or to the old abbey, whatever it's called, and we're probably just gonna, end the episode there. Because, yeah, there is no way I'm doing the whole dungeon at the end of this episode. That would just be balls, dude. It would just be balls. And this is the guy who paid 5,000 gold. Let's see if he has something new to say. The Abbey is demanding some rather large donation for Abbot Francisco's wonderful servants. And I mean really large donations. What on earth does the Abbey intend to do with all the gold? Well... start a holy crusade against the heretics, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what the heck they would do. Who knows? Who cares? Yeah. So as they said, you gotta head on out here on this side of the abbey, and then just tug a left and follow the bank, and up against the road here, or up along the road here, we're gonna find a unique monster called the, it's called the Lowly Yo, I believe it's called, something like that. Yeah, and all he gives is a copper monster coin. It's actually pretty easy, but he hits pretty hard, I gotta say, so don't take him lightly. But all he does is using single target attacks, if that makes sense. So, yeah, he should be a cinch. Ouch. Yeah, he does hurt, but it's nothing too bad, nothing we can't handle. And let's try the cross-cutter blow again, or the cross-cutter thrust. No, the cross-cutter throw. Jeez, dude, I can't speak. Holy balls. And yeah, no, I didn't get to toss it. But on the plus side, we do gain level 12. Level 12. 3 strength, nice. 3 points, and yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna dump it all into boomerangs. And now we're a big boomer, and the power throw. The power throw is basically just a regular toss with the boomerang, but instead of dealing less damage from left to right, it now deals the same damage across all enemies. Which can be nice, but there is one little tiny thing that's not so nice about that. And it costs 6 mana to use. I'm just gonna put it like that. It takes 6 mana to use the power throw, I believe, which is horrendous. Yeah. I mean, let's see. The power throw. No, 4 mana. A full force throw that damages all enemies equally. Okay, so yeah, I just made a little cutout there. I wanted to check up on the powerful throw. But yeah, it did pretty good damage. Like, yeah, that was decent damage that it pulled off there. And yeah, we have a chest down here on this side. But yeah, we're gonna come and get that way later in the game. But yeah, don't worry about it. For now, we're just gonna head on down here into the old abbey. And we're gonna end the episode after we have opened the entrance. Let's see here. So yeah, you're just gonna walk on up and step up to this stone, and I think if you just use the ring... No, okay, still no. Huh. I thought for sure you would have to use it at some point here, but yeah, I must just be misremembering it. Huh. Okay, well, that's really simple then. Look at those graphics. But yeah, that's pretty neat though. Neat entrance. And very happy music for such a ominous entrance. Yeah, I don't know about this, you guys. Pit dark. Well, yeah. Dark is a grave. Dark is in the grave. Just whatever the saying is. But yeah, there are a lot of zombies and crap like that in here, and we can't access the map, so I'm gonna save this for next time. Then we're gonna delve into this lovely little dungeon, and it's gonna be a really quick one. It's a very short dungeon, short and snappy, but it has one of the cooler bosses up till now, so I'll say that much. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.